Don't forget to keep your pantry filled this year. We need to remember that. I remember growing up, mom used to always, back in the 70s, she used to always keep in the pantry Nestle Carnation dry milk. Nestle Carnation instant non-fat dry milk. It used to come in a large box. Of course, we had 10, I had 9 sisters and brothers. So it was 10 of us, and mom always kept Nestle Carnation instant dry milk, powdered milk in the pantry, always. Uh, Plus we had milk in the refrigerator, in the fridge as well, but she always kept that. I still can see that huge, large box. Uh, and also Kool-Aid. I know you remember Kool-Aid. Well, we drank, I think, Kool-Aid every day. We got dry milk, and we'll consider that. I haven't had dry milk in years. Because if your refrigerator go out, that dry milk will come in handy. When I was in the military, one thing we always had, uh, we had fruit. Many times we would go down range. We call it down range. And we have these small containers, and they always give us fruit, you know. And I'm discussing staple foods, foods that we normally eat almost daily. So we always had, I remember peaches. So you want to make sure you have you some fruit. I know a lot of us can, and Quilla, I'm in her kitchen right now, uh, and she have a lot of things canned, but you also need some canned goods. So you may not have some of the things that you need with canned, so you may need some canned goods. But one of the things you can get is some fruit. Get you some fruits. Don't wait until uh, the shelves at the stores go empty, because a lot of trucking companies, the fuel have went up. Diesel has went up. So food costs more now. Really, I don't go shopping, but I did go out yesterday, and I got some things for Quilla. Yesterday was our anniversary, 44 years. Praise the Lord. So I went out and I got some things, and I did get a large fruit basket. And I got some bananas, I got some apples, I got some pears, I got some grapes, oranges, and I got all kind of fruit. And of course I got her some chocolate, and I did get her a Coke. She likes to have a Coke every now and then, so I got her a Coke. But I realized I was amazed at the price of the fruit. Uh, it was, if I had $100 on me, it takes, when you break $100, you don't have much left. Okay, so you get some peaches. I mean, fruit. You need fruit. Okay, that's one of the things I'm talking about. Fruit and the dry milk. And now in the military, I was in the military in 1977. Uh, I went in, and we also had peanut butter. Now I know some folks are allergic to peanuts. Okay, but you can find something to replace peanut butter. See, peanut butter gives you that energy. Uh, so we always had peanut butter, and they kept the little peanut butter in smaller lids, smaller containers, but you had that peanut butter, and uh, and it's good. This is Jiffy. You don't have to get Jiffy. Get any kind, but get you some peanut butter. If you don't like peanut butter, you can replace it with something else. Uh, it, so if you lose power in your home, you still have your peanut butter. Okay. And another thing they always had, some kind of meat. And most times it was tuna. This is sardines. Okay. So you don't have to keep this in the refrigerator. Uh, so these sardines, you need this to keep your system going. So you don't have to get sardines, but you can get some kind of meat, maybe in a small can. I know a lot of us may have canned meat, meats that we have canned, like beef, Some eat pork, things like that, canning goods that we normally can. But you also can get you smaller cans like this. So you actually can take this with you. For instance, if things got really rough, if things got really tough, you can just put one of these in your pocket, okay, and just go. So, and this is not in a glass jar. This is in a can. And you can put about 4 of these in your pocket. Okay, so get you some meat, uh, tuna fish. I'm sure that many of us have tuna fish uh, been around for a long time. Like this been in the house for a while. This is due, expires in March 2027. Okay, so we always have sardines or some kind of fish. So we discuss fish. Uh, Now, another thing we always had when I was in the military, you never, if you ever been in the military, I think you probably ate potatoes every day. They have potatoes all the time. Every time, most every time you eat, there's potatoes. Okay, this is a potato right here. Uh, but normally, so you need to get your potatoes, uh, and they last a long time around the house. So you also can get potatoes, I think, dry potato. I don't know, maybe dry potatoes. I think I remember that when I was coming in the house in 1970s. Seemed like Mom had a box of dry potatoes. Some of you may know, if you know what I'm talking about. Uh, if you remember that, a box of dry potatoes. I think it was sliced up in maybe powdered potatoes. See, we had all of those things when I was coming up. So get your potatoes, and maybe you can get the dry potatoes too. I'm not sure. I think they used to have that. Seems like I can see a box of dry potatoes. Okay, so we always had potatoes for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner when I was in the military. And you can have all kinds of. You can use them, slice them up for breakfast. There's many ways. Mashed potatoes. I enjoy potatoes. They have potatoes. You can't eat that many potatoes. I like baked potatoes because a potato turns into sugar. Okay, but you need that, especially in tough times. Now, another thing you may need is not may need. You do need. You need beans. And Cooler has done some videos on canning beans. This is a bag of black beans here. I enjoy black beans. Okay, you need fiber in your diet. In Florida, we have every year, uh, I think in June, beginning of June, they always remind us to make sure you have your hurricane box container. You're supposed to have certain things in that box, like a flashlight, canned goods. Every year they remind us. You're supposed to have that. Everyone's supposed to get you some water, at least. Don't wait till the last minute. Don't wait until the hurricane comes through and try to go down there to your local store and get you some water. You get the water before the hurricane. Okay? So you get you some beans. This is part of a staple food. I don't know what. I like black beans. There's a lot of fiber in these beans. And plus these beans, if things get really tough, uh, and you're the only one have, maybe on your block they have food, and everyone know you have food. They walk by your house and they can smell something cooking. They must have food in that house. Well, what they're gonna do? They're gonna knock on your door and say, "Please give us some food. We haven't ate in 2 days. If you don't give them any, what they gonna do? They're probably gonna take it. Okay? They'll take it from you when times get tough. So you want to make sure you have beans. You can put these in a little plastic bag and you can carry some in your pocket. If you have to leave for a while, a few days, you're home, you can take these beans with you. And it don't take much to cook dry beans. It really don't take much. All you need is a match. And really, if you don't have a match, if you don't have a cigarette lighter or something like that, you can get 2 sticks and rub those 2 sticks together. Okay, and start your fire. And if you really get hungry, you don't have to. These beans, you know, get you some beans, some dry beans. Okay, beans is not. Now, if you have beans, and well, I got green beans. I canned 40 jars last year. Well, what if you had to leave home? You want to take those jars with you? Well, these beans is easy to carry, and plus you can put them in a cellar. Plus you can easily hide dry beans. When times get really tough and people are looking for food, you can hide dry beans almost anywhere. Okay? You want to keep some maybe hidden in a wall or something, so if someone breaks in your house, they won't get your beans. Okay, so we got dry beans. Now, rice, now you can really get a huge bag of rice. They sell, I was looking on Amazon, they got huge bags of rice. Last year, I think some of them said like 200 and something meals. Okay, so rice, if you lose power, uh, you still have your rice. Okay, and it's easy to cook. You don't have to have no power in your house to cook rice. If I had to, I can go out there in a wooded area, prepare this rice, uh, so I can eat it. And plus, you can put rice in your pocket. Put your little bag of rice in your pocket if you have to leave. Okay, it's not hard to carry. I always remember the story I read about when some of the folks came over here. Uh, some of the people that came from Africa, that was enslaved. They would put rice in their braids. Some of the ladies would put the rice in their braids, and many of them brought rice over here from Africa that way. They took their food with them. They just put it in their braids. You can easily hide rice. Okay. If you had to take some rice and put it in your socks, okay, make sure you take your food with you. Don't leave your food at the house. Okay. So you can easily hide rice, uh, put it in the wall somewhere. A thief won't know you have it there. Okay. So get your rice. We all need rice. Big bags. So you can get really large bags. If you go on Amazon, if you want to really go all out, okay. Did I discuss corn? One of the staple foods, so you can have corn. This is corn meal here. So that's very important, and this is dry, okay? And it's easy to store this, and you can put it in large containers like this. We have really large containers, about this high, okay? So uh, you also can put them in smaller containers. The most important thing is don't forget to keep your pantry filled, especially this year. You think I'm kidding? No, keep your pantry filled so you won't have to be standing in a line at a store somewhere for hours just to get something. Okay, because we don't know when the trucks. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to say, okay, Tuesday. The government is not going to tell you, okay, we think next Tuesday we're going to be short of supplies. They ain't going to tell you that. You're going to be surprised when you get down there and the shelves are going to be empty. Okay? They're going to be empty. So you want to make sure you fill your pantry. Keep oil in your lamp. Okay, what haven't I discussed? I got the peanut butter. I got everything. I will leave out everything. So make sure the most important thing. This is this also is about homesteading. When you're homesteading, you have to keep your pantry filled. Okay, and even if you're just getting into homesteading, you got to keep your pantry filled. Even farmers, they got to keep their pantry filled. Eggs. That's one of the other things we always had was eggs. Okay. You may say, well, I can't. You can't keep eggs for a little while. Okay. But I know you can keep a chicken for a long time. If you get you a chicken, then you got some eggs. But some places you're not allowed to have chickens, but you are allowed to have eggs. And I think there may be, I don't know, is there such a thing as dry eggs? Some of you know. I don't go shopping maybe once a year. Anyway, but get you some eggs. I don't know if you can get dry eggs, but you can get a live chicken. Okay, one lady told me her chicken lay an egg a day. One old lady I was talking to, an elderly lady, she says, my chicken lays an egg every day. Okay, so get you some chickens. Well, anyway, I think I covered everything, but the most important thing we need to remember, keep our pantry filled so we won't have to go down here standing in a long line just to get about this much rice, okay, about this much cheese. Now is the time. Fill your pantry and keep it filled for the remainder of the year. Well, I'll see you real soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.